Okay, so here's the problem. It's number 6 on page 301. I'm going to hit that, and you can pause it and read it, and then I'm going to do the answer. Okay? Okay, so anytime I do a question, especially a word problem like this one, I do a picture, and then the equation, and then the answer. Picture, equation, answer. Okay, so I'm going to first draw a picture. So we have the ground, then the height above the ground is 0.5 meters, and then it's the soccer ball is, after it's kicked from a height of 0.5 meters above the ground, is given by this equation. So it's going to go like this and land there. Oh, so that's my picture. Okay. This is H. And some arbitrary thing is D. Okay. Okay. So it's 6A. So the question is, how far has the soccer ball traveled? How far has the soccer ball traveled horizontally to the nearest tenth of a meter when it lands on the ground? Okay, so that's this distance. They want to know this distance here. Okay, that distance. Okay, I'm going to put this down. Okay, so we know that the height is this equation here, where the distance is this. So the only problem here is when it wants to figure out, wants to know what this distance is, what is the height? The height is going to be at the height at this distance is going to be what? It's going to be 0. Okay? So the height will be, so all we got to do is set this h to 0 and solve for d. I'm going to do that, and I'll show you later. Okay, so 0, blah, blah, blah. How are we going to solve for d? We will use this equation right here, where x is really d, and the rest of it is that. We'll tell you, we'll do it here. So a is equal to negative 0.1, b is equal to 1, c is equal to 0.5. Get that? A, B, C. And we know D is going to be equal to negative B plus or minus B squared, subtract 4AC over 2A. Now we just plug in the numbers. So this is just the equation with the actual numbers in it. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So I will write down what this equates to here. Negative 1 plus or minus square root of 1 squared is 1. Negative 4 multiplied by negative 0.1 multiplied by negative by 0.5. Let's see what that is. Is going to be plus 0.2. It's plus because this is negative multiplied by a negative over negative 0.2. It's going to be equal to negative 1 plus or minus square root of 1.2 over negative 0.2. Let me just see. Negative 1 plus the square root of 1.2 is 1.1 all over negative 0.2, or negative 1 subtract 1.1 all over negative 0.2. Okay, so let's see what this is. This is going to be 0.1 all over negative 0.2, or negative 2.1 over negative 0.2. Whoa, I lost my, yeah. Oh, negative. See? 0.1 divided by 0.2 is, this is negative 0.5, or 2.1 divided by 0.2, 10.5. So let's see. Negative 0.5 or 10.5. Let's look at our picture. One is negative 0.5, which is going to be here. If you look at that, this would be negative 0.5. And then this distance is 10.5. I bet you anything. Okay? Let's look at the back of the book. Oh, so here we have the back of the book. 6A is 10.5. Yay! Only I forgot to put meters. That's really bad. I should have put meters. Okay, but now we have to do this thing. Find the horizontal distance when the soccer ball is at a height of 2.6 above the ground. Well, that means they want to know the horizontal distance. I redrew the picture for B. They want to know, this is the height of 2.6, so H is going to equal 2.6, and then they just want to find out D. But we're going to use the same equation, which is right there. Okay, so let me see if I can do this better. H is going to equal 2.6, okay, and also we're going to use this equation. H is equal to negative 0.1 D squared plus D plus 0.5, right? So now all we got to do is figure out D. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay, so 2.6 is equal to negative 0.1 D squared plus D, plus D plus 0.5. Now, I always like to make the A positive, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring this over there, which will be 0.1 D. So I'm going to bring everything over. So this one is going to become negative on this side. This is going to be 2.6 subtract 0.5, which is going to be positive 2.1 equals 0. See that? Yep. There you go. Okay. So A is equal to 0.1, B is equal to -1, and C is equal to 2.1. Okay. And we know D is going to equal -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay? Just plug in the numbers, but we got to be careful. -b is going to be -1 plus or minus square root of -1 squared, subtract 4 times a 0.1 times c 2.1 all over 2 times 0.1. Okay? -1 minus multiplied by -1, this is going to be 1 plus or minus square root of -1 squared is 1 minus, okay, so minus, yeah, 4 times 0.1 times 2.1 is going to be equal to 0.84, and it's minus because there's only one minus sign here, which is this, so it's minus. If you ever get a negative under this square root, you've done something wrong. Redo it. You probably have a negative. If you have two negatives here, this is going to be a positive over 0.2. Okay, so let's figure what this is. 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 subtract 8.4 is 0.16 all over 0.2. It's going to equal 1 plus 0.4, which is the square root of 0.16 over 0.2, or 1 subtract 0.4 over 0.2. And remember, this is going to be meters. So this is going to be 1.4 divided by 0.2. It's going to be 7 meters, or it's going to be, oh man, okay, that's going to be 0.6 divided by 0.2, or 3. Maybe I did something wrong. Meters. Okay, I'm going to look in the back of the book. Okay, so my answer is 7 or 3. And actually, I didn't do anything wrong because it is 7 meters, 3 meters or 7 meters. There, you can see it there. So what does that mean? That's a good question. Oh, I know. This means that when H is 2.6, it's 2.6 in two spots, here and here. So this distance is 3 meters, and this distance is 7 meters. See that? And that. There you go.